Good evening. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was College Football History Review, the 1974 college football season, week number 5 for October 5th, 1974. Let's get into it, man. Penn State, the number 15 team in the country, beat Army 21-14. The Penn State coach Joe Paterno at the time would rather not see another service academy anytime soon, because 2 weeks after losing to Navy, the Lions fell behind 14-0 to Cadets as running back Brad Dodrill and quarterback Scott Gillogley scored on short touchdown runs as both Army scores followed Penn State fumbles deep in their own territory. Lions defense never let Army cross midfield from that point on. While offense scored 2 touchdowns in the second quarter to slip ahead 15-14. By halftime, freshman tight end Randy Seidler caught the first collegiate reception for go-ahead 18-yard touchdown late in the first half on pass from quarterback Tom Schumer. Next, North Carolina upset number 17, Pittsburgh 45-29 as the Tar Heels obliterate precarious 21-20 Pitt halftime lead with 22-point third quarter outbursts as tailback Mike Vault scored 2 of 3 North Carolina touchdowns during decisive opening of the second half. Quarterback Chris Coupet led offense that gained 550 yards. The Panthers had marched downfield with opening possession, which ended on tailback Tony Dorsett's 3-yard scoring run. Coupet answered with a 43-yard touchdown pass to wingback Jimmy Jerome, first of 6 touchdowns for Tar Heels as tailback James Betterson joined Vault with 2 rushing touchdowns. Dorsett finished only with 57 yards rushing. Duke defeated Purdue by a score of 16-14. Coming off its big upset of Notre Dame, the Purdue Boilermakers killed themselves with 10 penalties for 109 yards, including double foul at end when they could have had one more chance to pull out the win. But Duke forged a 10-0 lead, but then gave away points with special teams blunder. Purdue got the break in the second quarter on bad punt snap by Duke. Went 29 yards to 1 yard line, 1 yard touchdown by fullback Pete Groves. Tailback Scott Dirkling had 122 yards and 19 carries, which keyed an 86-yard drive in the fourth quarter to Purdue's only lead at 14-10. Devils' winner was set up by wide receiver Tony Slade's 16-yard punt return for tailback Tony Benjamin's second touchdown run, less than 9 minutes to play. Next, Georgia lost to Clemson 28-24. Florida, number 13 team in the country, beat Louisiana State by a score of 24-14. The Mighty Gators defense led by roaming linebackers like Ralph Ortega and Glenn Cameron bowed its back inside the 10-yard line twice to never allow a second point while shielding a 7-0 lead during the first 3 quarters. Now, it looked like the ball was on our 20-yard line for 3 hours, said Florida coach Doug Dickey. The freshman halfback Tony Green dodged for 25 yards to set up his short touchdown run in the first quarter. Florida held on as LSU dominated play until its fumble punt late in third quarter resulted in Florida kicker David Posey's chip shot field goal to be followed by wide receiver Lee Griff's 16-yard touchdown grab that vaulted Gators to 17-0 lead. Griff would add 62-yard lightning bolt touchdown in the fourth quarter, but not before Tigers growled 83 yards on 10 plays, capped by quarterback Billy Broussard's 21-yard touchdown drive. But LSU couldn't score again, until tight end Brad Boyd's 10-yard catch in the last 2 seconds. Number 3, Alabama beat Mississippi 35-21. Overcoming 2 huge turnovers that propelled Rebels into the 21-14 lead, Alabama rolled with 3 straight touchdowns, down 14-7 into third quarter. Entering the third quarter, Mississippi quickly scored following recovered fumble on the tied 15-yard line as quarterback Kenny Lyons rushed in second score of the day. The moments later, Alabama quarterback Richard Todd attempted a pitch out that was grabbed by Rebels defensive end Gary Turner and returned 42 yards for a go-ahead touchdown. Halfback Willie Shelby quickly knotted score with 58-yard scoring jump as Alabama scored touchdowns on consecutive drives to regain it for good. Alabama safety Ricky Davis finished things by returning intercept 67 yards to set up Tide's clinching 1-yard touchdown run. Next, Notre Dame, the number 17 in the country, beat Michigan State 19-14. Homestead Spartans sat in their 77,431 crowd by giving away 2 fumbles in the territory and compounding these errors by adding a pair of roughness penalties to assist Notre Dame inputting fullback Wayne Bullock 127 yards rushing that he carried for on 36 carries, 127 yards in position to power for pair short touchdowns in the first half. Bullock was stopped inches short of touchdown score at 16-0 in the third quarter. It inspired Michigan State to ramble 99 yards in 11 plays, standing by Notre Dame's roughing passer penalty to quarterback Charlie Baggett's 26-yard touchdown to wide receiver Mike Jones. Now, after the second field goal by Notre Dame, Michigan State tailback Richard Bays trotted 9-yard touchdown with 3:49 to play, but defensive back Randy Payne's interception of Baggett wrapped it up for Irish a few minutes later. California beat Illinois, number 14 team in the country, Illinois, by a score of 31-14. Now, Fighting Illini of Illinois could not contain Cal's high-powered attack that was led by quarterback Steve Borkowski, who threw for 244 yards on 14 of 19 passes. Hooked up with wide receiver Steve Rivera. Steve Rivera had 158 yards receiving on 8 catches for 2 touchdowns. Now, Cal spotted Illinois touchdown before reeling off 31 straight points, with tailback Howard Strickland on a 35-yard run. Tailback Chuck Muncie with a 12-yard run, joining Rivera in end zone, while kicker Ron Vandermeer tied the school record with 54-yard field goal. Illinois rushed for 255 yards and threw for 168 yards more, but lost 3 fumbles and were burned by 8 penalties and 85 yards. Borkowski had been ready to give up football for baseball, but changed his mind when drafted in the lowly 19th round of June's pro baseball draft. Next, Kansas beat Texas A&M, the number 5 team in the country, by a score of 28-10. Kansas ran Aggies from ranks of unbeaten as fullback Robert Miller and halfback Laverne Smith rushed for 142 yards and 135 yards respectively, while quarterback Scott McMichael completed 12 of 14 for 178 yards. 2 touchdowns in the second half. Now, Texas A&M held to just 173 yards rushing, took 10-7 lead at halftime, with fullback Bucky Sams scoring touchdowns on 1-yard run following punt block, by cornerback Tim Ray. That was returned 21 yards to Kansas 4-yard line by defensive tackle Edgar Fields. McMichael put Jayhawks in front for good early in the third quarter on a 61-yard bomb to wide receiver Emmett Edwards, who then juked out defensive back James Daniels to cover final 30 yards untouched. Now, Kansas gained 453 yards in a surprisingly convincing win for Kansas, upsetting number 5 Texas A&M. Next, Michigan Wolverines, the number 14 in the country, beat Stanford 27-16. And finally, Colorado State and Brigham Young. This matchup ended in a tie, 33-33. For 15 minutes, officials huddled before the disappointing home crowd, ruling that Colorado State's kicker Clark Kimball's last-second extra point try was no good, following quarterback Mark Driscoll's 15-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Willie Miller that tied the game. Driscoll threw 4 touchdown passes in match up with Cougars quarterback Gary Shoddy, who tossed 3 scores of his own. Shoddy had lost fumble on own 15-yard line, while BYU was running out clock to set up Rams' wild finish. At the Miller's touchdown, Colorado State was hit with unsportsmanlike penalty to force Kimball, who kicked 2 field goals, including a school record 59-yard effort to try a conversion kick from farther out. Now, that concludes look at the week that was college football history review, the 1974 college football season. Week number 5, the games that were played on October 5th, 1974. Let's get into the AP poll. It's October 7th. The top 20 started with this. Number 20 was Miami of Ohio. Number 19 was Kansas. Number 18 was Arizona State. Number 17 was Texas. Number 16 was Texas A&M. Number 15 was Penn State. 14 was Arkansas. 13 Wisconsin. Number 12 Arizona. Number 11 North Carolina State. The top 10 looked like this. Number 10 was Auburn. Number 9 Texas Tech. Number 8 Florida. 7 was Southern California. Number 6 Notre Dame. Number 5 Nebraska. Number 4 Michigan. And the top 3 was number 3 Alabama. Number 2 Oklahoma. And number 1 Ohio State. So that concludes look at week number 4. Excuse me, week number 5. Beg your pardon. Week 5. Week 5. 1974. Week 5. October 5th, 1974. The games that were played during that week. Week number 5. October 5th, 1974. October 5th, 1974. The week that was college football history review, the 1974 college football season. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. I'll do video to Smag 2 tomorrow. Until then, like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Until then, talk to you tomorrow real soon.